Welcome back to Yarn as a Second Language. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do this stitch here. I call it it is called the Suzette Stitch. It's very easy, very beginner friendly. If you know how to do a single crochet and a double crochet, you can make this pattern, okay? So here it is up and close. You know, it's not too holy. You know, it's got some holes, but it's not too bad, especially not for using a double stitch. But anyways, we're going to make this video nice and quick. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. So without further ado, let's jump into it. All right, so what you need for this stitch is you need some yarn, of course. I've got some cotton yarn here. You'll need a crochet hook. I'm using a 4.5. You can see there I'm using a 4.5 crochet hook. Just use whatever you're comfortable with. And eventually you will need a pair of scissors. All right, so the first thing you need to do is go ahead and make your knot. Okay, however you feel comfortable doing it. And we're going to chain a even number. Boy, if I can get that knot going. There we go. We're going to chain an even number, okay? So I would recommend you chaining 32 for this washcloth. For video purposes, so that this doesn't take as long, I'm going to do, well, you know what? I'll go ahead and do 32 with you. All right, so we'll go ahead and make our chain. Zoom in for you. There we go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll meet you at 32. All right, so I went ahead and just did 28. Sorry. I said I was going to be with you, but, you know, sometimes it's like that. Now, my biggest piece of advice is you don't want to start off where this chain is too tight. So you see how there's some slack in there? You don't want to give too much slack, but you don't want it to be extra tight either. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to pull some yarn. And we are going to skip the first chain. Then we are going to do a single crochet and a double crochet, and that's going to be our pattern repeat. Let me zoom in a little bit more for you. All right, so we're going to skip the first chain right here. We're going to go right into that chain, and we are going to do a single crochet. So put your hook through the stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through again. That's your single crochet. Now we're going to create a double crochet in that very next stitch. And I want to apologize if you can hear the dog's collar banging around. She's playing around anyway. So we're going to yarn over this time, go through that stitch, yarn over, pull through. We're going to have 3 loops on our hook. Yarn over, pull through the first 2. So we have 2 loops on our hook. Yarn over, pull through the last 2. Okay, that is our double crochet. Zoom out just a little. I feel like I'm extra close. And we're going to repeat that. So we're going to do a single crochet. And then we're going to do a double crochet in this next stitch here. And repeat. Single crochet. And double crochet. So we're going to do that all the way to the end of your chain. So go ahead and continue on, and I'll meet you guys at the end. All right, so I'm reaching the end of my row. Okay, so I'm on a single crochet. Zoom out just a little for you. And then I'll do a double crochet. And like I said earlier, we should be ending on a single crochet. This right here is my last stitch. Zoom in for you. This right here is my last stitch, and it is a single crochet. All right, so this is what we're looking like so far. Okay, nothing too crazy. I hope your tension is not too tight. I hope it's not too loose. You definitely want to make sure your tension is good. Okay, so once you get to the end of your row, you did a last single crochet. You can give that just a little tug just to make it a little tighter. You're going to chain 1. Okay, you're going to turn your work. We're going to single crochet in the top row, and we're going to double crochet in the bottom row. Okay, now what do I mean by that? So our bottom row is going to have a bigger hole, kind of like this. Our top row is going to have like a smaller hole, a little higher, just a little higher than our double crochet. I say hole, it's stitch. I should be using the right terms. So on the top stitch, we're going to skip this stitch here. Okay, we're going to just skip that with a single crochet in the top stitch. Okay. Now when I say bottom stitch, it's kind of bigger stitch. It's a little further down than the top stitch. We're going to do a double crochet in there. Okay. So an easy way to remember it while you're working on this is if it's a bigger hole, bigger stitch, sorry, it's a double crochet. If it's on the stitch is on top, it's a single crochet. Okay, see how that's a little different. It's bigger. And that's just created because we're alternating our singles and our double crochet stitches. Okay, so just like before, we are going to continue on to the end of our row, and I will meet you at the end. So while I was working along, I kind of realized I may have gone a little too fast. So when I say we're going to single crochet in that top stitch, we want to go through the whole stitch. So let me get real close for you all so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. We're going to insert our hoop into that next stitch. If you turn a little bit, you should have like a V almost. Okay, see that V? That means we're going through the entire stitch. We're not going through the back stitch, which is like that, and we're not going just through the front stitch, which is like that. We're going through the entire stitch, so you should have a V on your hook. Okay, that's very important. Yarn over, pull through, and yarn over, pull through those two loops. Okay, and it's the same thing with the double crochet. If you turn, you see that V right there. We're gonna yarn over because we're doing double crochet. We're gonna go through that stitch, and we're gonna have both. Here's the two I'm talking about right there. We're gonna have both stitches on our hook. Okay, yarn over, pull through. Go through the first two, yarn over, pull through the last. Okay, so we're about at the end of our row here, and I want to show you one more little trick that has really helped me keep this pattern in the right shape. Okay, I'm about at the end of my row here, and my dog is sitting on the yarn. One second. It's amazing that animals, like, they just know how to, like, they know how to get attention. That's exactly what it is. They know how to get that attention no matter what. All right, I'm going to zoom out just a little so you guys can see a little better, because we are reaching the end of the row, and there is a very important tip that I want to give you. All right, so about at the end, I got a single crochet here and a double crochet in this last stitch. So you want to make sure you are going to the last stitch. If you see this V, that means there's one more stitch. So that is our last stitch. Okay, sometimes it works if you just kind of turn it a little bit so you can see where that V is. Okay, so we're going to end with our double crochet, and just like before, we're going to chain one and turn our work. All right, that's what we're looking like right now. Okay, as you can see, we've only done one complete row, and it's grown. No, this is row 2. I'm sorry. We've done 2 rows, and it's grown that much already. So this is a fast growing project. So we're just going to do our pattern repeat. Okay, so we are going to, we're skipping this stitch right here. Don't worry about that. We're going to go right into this stitch. Now you see it's a bigger hole. Okay, so we're going to do our double crochet, then our single, then our double, and our single. Okay, so first stitch right here. Nope, not doing that one. Right there. Yarn over, go through, and create your double crochet, and we will do our single crochet. So this is what we're going to do. You're going to continue on. Okay, and you want to do about an 8 by 8 square. So once you get to, it's going to look just the green part. I'll tell you about the blue border in a minute. But once you start looking like this, when you can measure it by its 8 inches by 8 inches, that's when you're about done with your project. So I'm going to speed ahead. I'm going to continue on with this gray, and I will meet you guys at the end. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so I am at the end of my project here. Got one more stitch, you can see, because there's that V. One more stitch. Voila. All right, so now this is what it's looking like. Okay. Should be a nice, perfect square. Once you make your last stitch, you have a decision to make. You can add a border to this. It's very easy to do, or you can just leave it like this. Now for this one here, I ended up adding a border because when I made I was getting close to the end. My last stitch was right here and I ran out of yarn. So to continue on, it's kind of hard to see because I covered up the sin pretty bad, or pretty good. But I ended up just using this blue yarn and put a border on it just because I ran out of this green yarn, okay? So you have a decision to make. You can add a border or you can leave it like this. If you decide to leave it like this, this is what you're going to do. Once you make your last stitch, okay, zoom in, you're going to yarn over and pull through one more time. Then you're going to take your scissors. You want to give it, you want to give it several inches because you're going to weave in the end and just make a nice little cut. Take your hook and just pull that on through and just give it a little tug, okay? Now at this point, you can just take this, your end, get your handy dandy needle and weave it on through. I have a video on how to weave in your ends if you're interested in that. And then you will be done. You have created the Suzette Stitch. Like I said, this is really good for washcloths, blankets, scarves, and any garment because it lays flat and it looks nice on both sides, as you can see. All right, so thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it. If you would like to see me weaving the end, like I said, I have a video. I believe I used this one. And if you want to see how to do a border, I will do that as well later on another video. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Please leave a comment. Let me know if you like the stitch, if you have used this stitch, and if you are planning on using it, let me know what you're going to create. Thank you guys for watching. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys at the next video. Adios.